What inspires change? What motivates us? It's what's inside that moves us. What moves you? Get the Scion story at scion.com.
You came out to me first time around on this, that we wanted to sole source this to JMI because they're the only ones that represents this company out here. Do you recall?
Yes.
GSA Chief Procurement Officer Claudia Agfaji at a June 21st meeting speaking to Port Grants Manager Joe Havalana about what she said was an attempt last November to sole source the procurement of a mobile container screening device to JMI, a company owned by then Port Board member Ed Elau. Agfaji went on to say that she had warned Havalana at the time that the contract could not be sole sourced.
And I said, no way. We're talking about millions of dollars here, and we're going to sole source this, and cannot. There's no way we can, and that's why we got to be extra careful with this, or we're going to end up in court.
This June 21st meeting was called to address a protest letter from MedFarm over the terms and conditions of the bid specifications for the mobile scanner, which GSA attorney Robert Kono called problematic.
From the beginning of the bid, it already had information that tailored this to just one.
Are these specifications tailored to a particular company?
I think the specification that we have is generic enough to be able to address, maybe 2 or 3 systems that are out there.
And Kono also referred to a pre-bid conference where John Elau, Ed Elau's brother, and other bidders, including MedFarm, were present.
For the record, I'm going to say I believe that MedFarm is upset because Mr. Lai, whatever his name is, Elau said specifically, oh, no problem, we don't care about the changes, we're ready to go forward.
I remember that statement.
So it's like, what a stupid statement. I mean, if we're saying that we're not tailoring it, yet on the other hand, you're turning around and saying, oh, I can meet it.
Yeah.
No matter what the changes are.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound good.
Portions of this tape were played at last night's Port Oversight hearing at the legislature, prompting some questions by senators. Havalosa denied there was any attempt to sole source the mobile screener contract to Ed Elau's JMI.
Yeah, I just want to go back to the requisition form that you submitted to GSA. The first one that had JMI Edison. You said that was listed there because that was the preferred vendor.
No, it wasn't preferred at the time. It wasn't preferred.
So how did that name get on as a vendor get on that requisition form again?
When my assistant made that submission, entering the requisition, he put GMI. Just like I mentioned to you earlier, when I'm going to procure a pen, I have to put a first, And at the time, we only had one vendor, which is this.
So that's your preferred vendor, just as if you're going to procure a pen, National Office Supply is your preferred vendor.
It's not. I just give a specification. It's up to GSA to check other vendors.
However, GFA Chief Procurement Officer Agfaji insisted that there was an attempt to sole source the contract.
The initial communication between Mr. Havalana and GSA was the intent to sole source because of the backscatter being only offered by this AS&E.
Was there any influence by Mr. Elau or his company through the board or through the port to say, I have this machine and we want you to do business with you? Was there any kind of conversation or any influence like that?
Yeah, ma'am, when I initially came up here, I swore, and I said by God's grace. And I'm telling you the truth, there was no influence.
Kevin Kerrigan, PNC News.